y'all, it's K Divine. I don't know, something just dropped in my spirit, so I just wanted to see if I could just get this out real quick. You're not crazy. What's happening to you is crazy, or what's been happening to you is crazy. Some of you have had enemies that have been watching you since you were a child. I cannot think of this minister, what her name is, but there's a video of her, and she's talking about like how she was like, I'm easygoing, when stuff happens, I usually let it roll off my back because that's just the type of person I am. And she was like, but if I find out that you've been scheming, and like that means that you've been watching me for a while. She talks about how you've been watching to see what my weaknesses are, what's the predilection of my flesh, and all, and how you can destroy me and the ones that I love. And she said, if it's a war you want, it's a war you gonna get. But if anybody knows who the minister is that made that I can't talk today, I'm sorry. Whoever she is, if you could put it in the comments below for me, or if you could, if I find a clip, I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. I don't know why people we have a lot of Christians and spiritual people who don't really believe that there are really evil people out here that are willing to go beyond limits to destroy someone. When we talk about spiritual warfare is probably one of the hardest things to deal with. Like, I'm not negating physical violence or anything like that, because that's definitely difficult to deal with. Hold on one second. But I'm not negating physical violence or anything like that, because that's definitely difficult to deal with. But spiritual warfare is hard because it's subtle. Tori. It's subtle, and you just got in here. She just came inside, and now she's making biscuits. Okay. But spiritual warfare is subtle, and it's something that only the people who are involved in it and the victim understand what's really happening. And sometimes the victim doesn't know until it's too late, which happens most of the time. And this is why it's easier for them to label you as crazy, because they're doing all of this weird, petty, childish stuff towards you, trying to set you off, and you reacting normally to being like, why are you messing with me, and getting upset. That is a rational thing to do when someone is being weird towards you, and then they flip it on you and play victim and say like, oh no, that's not what's going on. Well, I don't think that's what's happening, because that when I talk about like my former employer, like that's what they were doing. Like, they were harassing me and bullying me. And when I would bring stuff up to my boss, like for instance, we had a phone queue system. We had a phone queue system, and there was supposed to be a ranking. Everyone on my team, we were all supposed to have the same. We were supposed to all have the same level ranking in our phone queue settings, so that we could all get the same amount of calls, so that not one person was bombarded. And then one day I realized that Not that they changed my settings, because they were doing that prior. Not that they changed my settings, but they did move other people up so that they were getting less calls than me. That the only way that they would get less calls is if I wasn't in the room, if I was on another call. And I was like, I shouldn't be the only one, especially because the calls that we were answering were for another department that we were helping. And I'm like, how is it that this other department isn't even getting their phone calls first, but I am? And, you know, this was several times that this had happened at this point. And my boss was like, well, I don't think that, well, it was just a mistake. And I'm like, it's not a mistake. And I kept telling him, it's not a mistake after the first time. After the first time something happens, it is not a mistake. Period. I don't care what anyone says. It is not a mistake. And this is what I mean by spiritual warfare, because all of these people, like, they're all the people who are a part of this thing, they're in some sort of cult, some sort of secret society, some sort of coven. Like, it's a secret group. And a lot of times there's a lot of people that are comprised of these groups. People who don't even know you, but somebody decided that you were a target, and all of these people just jumped in on it and was like, yeah, and this is what unhappy people do. Okay? People who aren't happy do stuff like this to try to destroy other people, because if these people are really satisfied with their lives and they know what they're doing, they know what they're doing is wrong, they would not be so gung-ho about helping somebody destroy someone's life. And this is exactly what I mean. Like, your enemies have been watching you for a while, okay? Some of your enemies have been watching you since you were a child. Like, they've been watching you since you were a child. See, the thing that I think that a lot of people don't understand is that this world, there's a lot more deeper and hidden things about this world that people don't talk about. Like, we are our ancestors, and there's things in the history books that they don't talk about. There's the things that we're taught in school. There's a lot of history, especially of, you know, the melanated community. There's a lot of our history that has been erased. And there's a lot of battles and wars that we have fought that a lot of people don't talk about. And our enemies know, like, in our bloodlines, they know that gifts resurface. And like, this is scientifically proven as far as like genetics and stuff go, how like tribes of people, like, you know how people talk about, oh, this is this person's doppelganger, and also it's like, oh, this person looks just like this person from 18 blah blah blah. That's because, like, genetically wise, like, the tribes and stuff that we all come from, they just make copies of each other. So of course you're gonna have people who look alike and things of that nature. That also goes for gifts and talents that are passed through generations, right? So our enemies are aware of some of the gifts and talents that we possess. Some of us were always destined for greatness. Some of us were always destined to be stars. Hold on. So they always knew that you were destined for greatness. And sorry, Tori Keys, hold on. So they knew that you were always destined. Okay. They knew you was destined to have, to be successful. They knew that you were destined to use your talents. But the way that this system is built, and go watch my video about your glitch in their system. The way that this system is built, it's built to create this, what I want to call it, fog. Is built to create this fog. A lot of us are, I mean, just look at our school system. Rockefeller, when he was building his empire, he literally said, I don't want a nation full of thinkers. I want a nation full of workers. That's what our education system is built on. Our education system is built on the idea that we just want people to learn how to, that's what they teach our kids, to sit down all day long, even from a young age, to sit down in a classroom all day long, do this work and listen to a teacher, and then you go home with homework, you do it at home, you bring it back, and you learn your ABCs and your 1 2 3s, and you get a little bit more advanced every year. You try your best to get the best grades that you can. Then you're supposed to either go straight into the workforce with your basic skills, with your high school diploma or your GED, or if you're lucky, you get to go to college and try to get a degree to get something different, to do something else with your life, which a lot of people, there's a ton of people right now who have degrees that aren't working in their field because they can't get a job in their field. So that's what you're told to do. You're told to get a job and work really hard and accept their little 10 days a year vacation that you get, which is bullshit. We're one of the only countries that does that to people. 10 days? Well, you had the weekends. And it's like, there's not enough time. Like, it's a scam. Like, the workforce is, our workforce is a scam, and that's what they want us to feed into. There's a lot. Now, everybody is not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody is not meant to be a creative. That's just not everyone's life path. That's just some people. Some of these people are NPCs, and they supposed to be working them jobs. They're supposed to be working like that. Like, they're not meant to go beyond the status quo. They're not built for that. Everybody is not for everyone. But your enemies know who is. They know, like I said, these people have been watching you for a long time. Like, if you've always been like a talented like singer or artist or something like that, they have probably been infiltrating, telling people to like make sure that you don't feel like you're good enough. I've been singing all my life, and I used to have dreams of breaking into the music industry. I used to have dreams of doing background vocals for different artists and things of that nature, and I still think about that, although I don't want to work for the music industry in the way that it is now. Like, if I was ever to make an album or become a music artist, I would have to be an independent, because the record companies and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But like, your enemies have always known that you were talented and that you were wonderful and great, and they have recruited so many people to come against you and destroy you, and they've told so many lies about you. They told people that you were not a good person. They told people that you were a criminal. They told people that you're just all around a bad person. And these people they're gonna have to reap what they've sown. Sorry, Tori's just all over the place this morning. It's raining too. Y'all can see my windows are down, so I'm trying to protect it the best that I can. But like, that's why I'm in this situation. That I promise y'all, I promise you, I don't know what the end of this looks like, but I can almost guarantee to you that I don't know who this person is. I don't know who this powerful, rich person is. I was pulling cards the other day. And the 10 of Pentacles came out in reverse with the 5 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles in reverse usually is an indication of something of like, like the dark side of wealth, or someone who's like mismanaging their money, like they don't have a good handle on it, or they're greedy. And then, with it being clarified with the 5 of Pentacles in the upright, I'm like, that means that whoever this greedy motherfucker is losing their money. They're losing everything because they tried a real one. And see, you got to understand too that when you are divinely protected and divinely guided, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Now the weapons form, and that they definitely hurt. They definitely do be hitting. Like, let's not get it twisted. They definitely be hitting. Cause look at what I'm going through right now. This was a weapon. This is a weapon. Homelessness, them stealing your money so that you don't have anything. You know, all of that. Those are weapons that are supposed to keep you down. And this is, I mean, and these are tactics. Like, they do these things because they do it in efforts, because they believe that if you are desperate for the money, if you're desperate for housing and all this other stuff, that you will do unspeakable things, or you will go back to the systems that they want. Like your family, your family sold you out, okay? Your friends sold you out. All of these people, they sold you out. That's what it is. They knew a long time ago that you were supposed to have a great destiny, and instead of them supporting you and loving you, they allowed these people to come towards you and try to destroy you, because these people know that if you break free from the system, that it could hinder all the things that they got going on. Because you're a real life influencer. I'm not just talking about these people out here who just make videos and content all day. When I say you're a real life influencer, you are somebody, I'm sorry, this thing is bothering me, can't get it now. You're someone who has great influence. Like, you start doing something, like, you're a trendsetter. Like, you start doing something and everybody start doing it, okay? And they don't want people following behind you, because that will mess up everything that they have going on. The people who run the corporations, the people who are all behind the scenes, like, y'all gotta start thinking about certain things. Like, you know, we live in a consumerism type of economy, right? And Steve Jobs, he banned iPads in his house, and he was the inventor of them. Pepsi, the guy who owns Pepsi, doesn't allow his family to drink it, which is crazy because I love Pepsi and I shouldn't, but it's one of my favorite drinks. Bill Gates doesn't allow smartphones. I think one of them rich billionaire people doesn't allow smartphones in his house with his kids. But these are the people who are pushing these things on the rest of the world. Y'all saw that when they brought the snack wrap back, and the CEO of McDonald's, and y'all saw how the way he ate it. Y'all go watch that video. Go on YouTube and watch him when he brought back. He said, "This is the first snack wrap. You know, all of this. It's delicious." He's like, "And they're so delicious." It's like, how you know they delicious? You said it's the first one. He looked like, you could tell he doesn't eat McDonald's. The people who own these companies, I'm sure the person who owns Burger King does not eat Burger King. The person who owns Wendy's does not eat Wendy's. They know something that we don't know, okay? And you're so intelligent and so powerful that, you know, like I said, you're a threat to these systems, and they don't want to recognize that. Like, you're gonna, like, they know that you are going to be successful. They don't, that's just gonna hinder everything that they got going on, okay? It's been raining all, like, since last night. It's kind of making me sad. I have stuff I wanted to do today, but it ain't no thing. It's all good. But you're gonna be celebrating soon. Like, you are a genius, okay? You're a genius, and I your enemies have been watching you for a long time, and they thought they knew you. And that's why I said in one of my last videos, these people are worried about who you used to be. They should be worried about who you're becoming. You are not the same person that you were. You're not even the same person you were a week ago. You know what song I've been hearing lately? Stronger by Britney Spears. I'm stronger than yesterday. My loneliness ain't killing me no more. I'm stronger. Like, yeah. Like, you are stronger than what you used to be. And, you know, I go watch my last video I posted too about like your enemies are upset that you're not playing the game anymore. Like, you're not playing around with their, you know, you're not playing around with the accusations. You're not playing around with, you know, the accusatory language and all that bullshit. Like, you're not playing around like that anymore because you don't fucking care. You're like, okay. You're like, okay. You're detached. Oh my God, as I said that, like, yeah, you're detached. You disconnected from it. You're like, I'm over this shit. What's next? They're running out of tricks. They don't have nothing else. Like, the people who are monitoring you, they're bored. They're so bored because when they took this job on, when these gang stalkers were told to come and watch you, they were told that this was gonna be easy. They were told that it was gonna be very easy. When I tell you that these people are glitching, y'all, these people they're glitching. So so around here, periodically, there's this guy that comes and picks up trash, right? The first time I saw him was like one of the first nights I spent here. And he came in here with a leaf blower at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, the lights over here, the overhead lights don't turn on. The lights over there in this other parking lot of this business do. But over here, they don't. So I'm like, and I think he has like a flashlight, but I'm like, what company hired you to come and do this at 2 o'clock in the morning? And he comes randomly. Like, sometimes it's 7 o'clock, sometimes it's 9:30. He came around here at 9:30 yesterday, and I was like, this motherfucker is a glitch. He's glitching because, so he's supposed to be picking up trash. He has the little trash picker, but he has the leaf blower in his hand. And I literally sat here and watched him pick up a piece of trash and throw it. The last time he came over here, he started an argument with the guy that's parked next to me, talking about some, can you back your car up? And I'm like, what the hell? Talk about some, how would you like it if I put my truck all in the trees? And I'm like, where the hell is this shit coming from? It was so random, and the guy's like, I can't move, and, you know, then he's like, this is not a hotel, and I'm like, and so I got out of my car and I left. Because I was like, what the hell? I might have to move to the back seat in a second. But understand this. They're glitching because they don't know what else to do to get you upset anymore. They've used all the tricks in the book. They have used all the tricks in the book. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get you off your square now. They thought they knew you. They thought they knew how to get you. They don't. Again, they don't. They're confused and they're nervous because they don't know what this means now. These people are about to start losing everything. if they haven't already. Like, they're super disappointed. They're disappointed that they can't, like, they thought that this was going to work. And look at the trail of craziness and nonsense they've left behind them. Look at all that you had to go through. Look at everything that these people put you through. These people tortured you, thinking that it was going to make them, it was going to elevate them. These people are feeling defeated. These people weren't expecting you to grow. They were not expecting you to, they weren't expecting any of that. They didn't know that you were this strong. And it's like, you would think that after, because it's, so they took your kindness for weakness. I've said that before. Because they thought that because you were a sweet person, a loving person, a kind person, that meant that you was some punk ass bitch. They was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be easy. This gonna be a quick lick. Oh yeah, we could get this person. Oh, this gonna be smooth. This gonna be solid. This gonna be easy. They didn't expect you to grow. They didn't expect you to elevate. They didn't expect you to look at things in a different perspective. They didn't expect that. They didn't expect you to be strong. Now they fighting with each other. Because they thought, Nine of Swords come out, because they thought they knew. And now they can't sleep at night. They gathered up a whole bunch of people. They gathered a whole bunch of people together. Again, the Five of Wands. They gathered a whole bunch of people together to go up against you, because they thought that the more people that they had against you, the easier that it would be. They thought that if they got people from around you who you loved, that you trusted, that it would break you. Because it's like, when you were betrayed by everyone that you know, that changes you. It changes everything that you, when I tell you, coming to that realization, like, all of this was a lie. That person never liked me. That person never cared about me. This was all a part of some deeper plot, plan, and scheme. These people, they're mad because you done elevated. And you see things objectively, and there's nothing they can do about it. They've been watching you for a long time, but they was not expecting this. You surprised them. Surprise! You surprised them. I don't know what the ending looks like for any of us right now. Because y'all know I've been talking about it for a while. I've been going through this struggle for a while. I don't know what this means. Yeah, they thought they was getting away with something. But not quite. What else is peeking out? Hold on. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a lot of deep wounds. It's a lot of deep wounds. They had everyone, they got everyone that you ever loved to betray you. But you're showing up as this natural leader that's really also, you're also coming out as the high priestess. Like, you're just highly intuitive and you know what's up. You know exactly what's up. And they be sitting over here trying to play in your face. But now justice is coming in. And we need to rest. So that's always my cue. When the Four of Swords comes out for me, when I'm pulling cards at any time, if the Four of Swords comes out, it means I have to put the deck away. And that's just been my thing since I started learning my tarot. So, flip half of the deck over. Oh, maybe it's just these. There we go. I love y'all, and I really hope that things work out for everyone, okay? It's your girl, K Divine. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.